Hi, I'm Matt with eTrailer, and today we're going to be talking about the Konig self-tensioning tire chains on our 2021 Toyota RAV4. And our tire size today is going to be 235 55 R19, and we're going to have this on our front axle as what the manual recommends. Now, speaking of the manual, it also going to suggest that you don't put tire chains on this tire size, but if you live in a state that requires you to have chains, you're going to have to put something on. So let's take a closer look at them. They're going to be a great fit for you if you're looking for something you don't have to check as often, because it does have that built-in tensioner, and it's going to be really good to get you through those moderate snow and ice conditions. So let's take a closer look at those specs. So looking at those links, you'll notice they're pretty small. That's going to be Class S compatible, and what that means is they're going to provide plenty of clearance to sit underneath your suspension. They're also going to be made from a nickel alloy, so they're going to be very durable and then resistant to rusting as well. And they're also going to have the square link design to them. That square link is also going to provide you more bite through ice and snow. And finally, we're going to have this diamond pattern. And that diamond pattern is going to help assist giving you more traction when making your turns. Now moving into the center of the tire chains, you'll notice we have these powder coated links. Those powder coated links are really nice because if they ever drop just a little bit and make contact with your rim, they're going to be less likely of scratching anything up. And right beside that is your self-tensioning device. And how that works is, as you're driving, this is going to be constantly providing tension to your chain so nothing loosens up. They're going to come two to a set. This is a pretty durable container. And what I do like about it is your chains fit in here really easy. And they hardly ever tangle up since they do roll up into one another. And something else to point out is the very back of it has this hook and loop system on the back. So if you have it in the back and you worry about it sliding around, if you have it on anything that is more of a soft material, this is going to grab onto it so it's not going to slide around. Overall, if you're looking for something that's going to be really easy to get on and off your tires because you don't have to get underneath them, and something you don't have to check as frequently since we do have that built-in self-tensioner, this is going to be a really good fit for you. As for the installation, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said earlier, it is an easy fit to get on here, but if you need a hand with it, just stay tuned and we'll walk you through it. To start off the installation, we're just going to lay out our chains. And if you're doing this for the first time, I recommend doing this at home so you don't have to figure out how to put these on in the middle of a blizzard on the side of the road. But what we're looking for when we're checking over our chains is to see if there's any damages to the links. And we also want to make sure nothing's tangled up either. We want to make sure this is in the right orientation, making sure the flat part of these hooks is facing up, away from our tires, and that these powder-coated links are furthest away from the tire. And finally, we want to make sure this isn't connected in the center yet. Then you're just going to grab your chains, push them behind your tire until they're even on both ends, making sure everything's in the right place. Then I want to grab this blue cord on the back, make this connection behind your tire, putting this metal block through that metal channel, just like that, letting that drop behind your tire and draping the rest of the chains over it. Then I'm going to make this connection with this red hook and this red link up top, kind of fixing how everything is placed, making sure it's even on both ends. I'm going to come to the bottom, make sure everything's seated right, and then I'm going to push this gray cord through this red channel. I recommend opening this first, setting it in here, closing it, and then pulling it nice and tight. Once you have it pretty tight, then you can grab this red hook that's connected to your self-tensioning device, pulling it forward, making this connection. And you want to make sure that hook is facing away from your tire so it doesn't scratch up your rim. Then give it a good pull to make sure it's fitting well, and if it is, you can repeat this process on the other side. Now that both tires are on, you can either pull forward or back up some to make sure everything's seating well. And if it is, then you can take it for a ride. But if you liked everything you saw today, that's just a look at the Konig self-tensioning tire chains on our 2021 Toyota RAV4.